You are welcome once again to Impact with DBO. Today we'll continue our discourse on sources of income. If you have been following this series, we've talked about the types of incomes, that's residual income and non-residual incomes. Then I've also spoken about the prerequisites. Those are the things you need to know before you actually set out to source for income. Today we are now going into the principal thing. One of the ways to source income in music business management as either an artist manager or as an artist yourself is through live performance. That means shows. It's an important thing. It's actually key. For instance, if you look at the Yoruba Western popular music, the Southwest music, the Juju artists, highlife, most of the artists, they source a lot of income from live performance, engagement here and there. It's actually key. It's an integral part of this thing, and you must understand how it is done. It encourages physical contact, and there's also what we call online performances. Now, after COVID-19, people have now gone to do online performances, and all these things yield income. If you can do your performance now, translate it to online, and the number of share buttons, like, follow, you begin to have revenue, you begin to source income. Then, live performances can also be self-sponsored. Yes, self-sponsored. You can sponsor if you are good enough. You can sponsor your live performance by paying your band, get your equipment, get your venue, get your ticketing, prepare your gateings, do your promotions. You can do it if you are strong enough. But if you are not strong enough, it doesn't really mean you cannot engage in live performances, because it's very key. It sells you. Live shows is very challenging, but it shows how artistic you are. Apart from self-sponsored, you can seek promoters. People can seek promoters to fund their live performances. Yes, another source of income outside live performances is recording. We all know recording, because through recording, you are putting it on brass for future references. Through recording, you get income from royalty. Royalty are paid to you from time to time. Money generated from independent labels are also source of recording. But before I leave recording must be properly managed. If you go into recording unprepared, it may be counterproductive. If you go into recording inexperienced, it may haunt you. If you do not sign a recording contract rightly, it may enslave you. So you need to understand this thing before you go into recording. It is not just enough to record, because the moment you make the mistake in your first recording, it takes you another 10 recordings to correct that mistake. So you must carefully plan before you go into recording. A lot of mistakes could be corrected through live performances, but the moment it is recorded, it may not be easily amended. So recording is good, but it also comes with its own dangers if you do not plan it very well. So recording, you need to plan for it. You need to be sure of what you want to do. You need to be ready for it. Next one, after recording, is through endorsement. Endorsement is so common, and it wasn't like that in those days, but in the 21st century, there are a lot of endorsement, which simply means an artist endorsing a product or brand for the benefit of the owner and the artist at cost payable at a determined period. Yeah, we see all those things. We see a lot of artists in Nigeria now that has been endorsed by a telecommunication company. We see a lot of artists that are endorsed by banks. We see a lot of artists that are endorsed by several products. And what it means is you sit around, either you or your manager sit around with the company, look at the relevance of the company to your own product, then determine the cost, determine the duration, then you endorse them, then you go ahead. Then before you endorse, like I said again, you have to know what you are doing. You have to understand the game, because there are some things you must lay out clearly for the two parties or three parties, as the case may be. That means you must ensure that the mission tallies with your own. The mission of the product tallies with your own. If the product does not tally with your own, I beg you, don't endorse. Don't, because of the money being thrown at you, endorse. It will haunt you back. Then be also sure that the products are legal and not subject to litigation. If you endorse a product that is an illegal product, because you are not the face of the product, whatever happens to that product will rub off negatively or positively on you. If you endorse an illegal product, if you endorse a drug, and after 2-3 weeks, the drug is being banned and subject to litigation, it rubs off on you. You may spend the rest of your life trying to escape the consequences that may come at you. Then before you endorse, determine the duration. Do not enslave yourself into an endorsement, I beg you. Do not enslave yourself into an endorsement. Determine the duration. Am I going to be your brand ambassador for 2 years, for 3 years, for 4 years? Those are the terms of endorsement that must be clearly set out before you do it. Then it is also good to know what we call exclusivity. Is it exclusive to you? Am I the only one that is endorsing this thing? It may not be exclusive to you. It is not a crime, but just know before you set out. Then the payment structure. When am I going to be paid? Am I going to be paid a certain percentage right at the beginning? 2/3 of the time, set it clear so that there will not be any quarrel. We see a lot of issues now these days concerning this and this, people fighting over frivolous things that ought to have been determined before they go into the endorsement. Then look at the termination clauses. How do I bow out? Every contract in life must have the termination clause. At what point do we bow? In the process of this endorsement, in the life of this endorsement, I feel I want to bow out. Or the process. If in the process of this endorsement, if the company, the corporate company, now feel they don't need you, how do they go about it? Do we come back to the round table, sort it out, or do we go back? Do we go to court, or do we just stay away? Those are the things that must be made clear, because when it is an endorsement, a contract follows. It's a very formal thing. Before you go into an endorsement, you also have to determine the reputation and image, contractual obligation, dispute resolution, which I've said before. Get your lawyers involved in endorsement. So let me stop for now. Next episode, we'll continue with the same topic. Thank you very much.